Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
A dog was killed after attacking a Grand Forks police officer during a narcotics task force search this afternoon.
When officers entered the residence of 321 North 4th Street to execute a search warrant, the lead officer was attacked by a large dog.
Police say the dog bit the officer, and after numerous attempts to get the dog off the officer, the second officer shot and killed it. No further information has been released at this time. Traffic is backed up at a scene of a multi-car crash in South Fargo. Happened about 45 minutes ago at the intersection of 15th Avenue South and 45th Street South.
Scanner traffic indicates 3 vehicles are involved. One person may have a head injury. Other passengers apparently refused treatment. Stick with Valley News Live for more on this story.
Pretty raw start to the weekend. That wind chill has been a real bite in it. Let's find out from the birthday boy if the challenging conditions will continue tonight. Hutch?
Well, thank you. I won't be having an outside party this evening. Hey, a neat shot here from our tower cam. As you look off to the west and north, out over West Fargo, we see some snow streaks coming down out of the clouds. That's been persistent throughout the day. They're not impressive on radar, but they've been briefly heavy at times, limiting visibility and adding up to a ½ inch or an inch across much of the area. Single digits already, Jamestown to Devil's Lake, teens in Lakes Country and the Valley. Your forecast for this evening shows bitter cold temperatures overnight, but by morning, more intense snowfall is heading our way. We'll have measurable snow as we go through the day tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will have details on what you can expect here in just a few minutes.
No present for you.
There wasn't going to be one anyway.
Okay, thanks.
Election day, just let's be honest here. Okay, election day may be over, but not all the results are set in stone. For example, Florida may be looking at 3 separate recounts, including its Senate and governor races, due to how close they are.
Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz digs into the numbers around here and asks what outcomes would change if races left blank were filled in.
Here's some numbers to start you off. North Dakota saw nearly 330,000 voters in this year's election.
It's been a great election. I think we had record turnouts.
That's more than half the state's eligible voters. But some voters left some of the races blank, leaving some what-if questions. For example, North Dakota's Secretary of State race. Al Jaeger won by 47%, leaving no room for a recount.
If it's between that 0.5% and 2%, they can demand a recount.
But not everyone who voted chose any candidate. We can see here, out of all the 329,000 plus votes cast, less than 306,000 actually filled in a circle for Secretary of State. So let's say those 23,000 plus blank votes filled in Josh Beauche's circle. The difference between Jaeger's and Beauche's votes would have been less than 1,500. Jaeger still would have won, but it would have been much closer. And when the votes are close enough for a recount, auditors would then look at the over and under votes. So what are these? Let's say there's 2 candidates. An overvote is when someone fills in both circles. An undervote is when someone leaves both blank. So why would we need to recount these? Cass County Election Coordinator Deanne Buckhouse says in the primaries, there was one instance where a machine accidentally counted an overvote.
They voted for one candidate and then they crossed it off and voted for another candidate. Well, the machine can't distinguish that, so it saw that there was more than one vote for that race.
Meaning, in a race too close for comfort, those over-under votes could actually matter. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
And according to the auditor, one district within this county may warrant a recount. That's the race for state senator in District 25. Out of more than 6,000 votes, the 2 candidates are only 24 votes apart.
An 11-year-old girl is still in critical condition after she was hit by a pickup as she was crossing the street in Jamestown yesterday afternoon. We talked with neighbors in the area who say they have dealt with too many problems at that intersection where it happened. And with an elementary school just 1 block away, one woman says it's too dangerous for the city to ignore any longer.
It's too busy for the kids to get across, and cars don't wait. They want to get to wherever they're going.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for that little girl. The page says she will be in the hospital here in Fargo for the next couple of months and has a fractured skull and multiple broken bones. A link to the GoFundMe page has been attached to this story on our website, valleynewslive.com, if you would like to donate.
No charges will be filed after a 5-year-old boy was hit by a vehicle while going to school in Langdon, North Dakota on Monday. Police say the 5-year-old was crossing a street when a semi that was heading east stopped to let him and 3 other children cross in the middle of the block. The boy started to cross and was hit by a 62-year-old driver who was traveling west. The child was flown to Fargo for treatment. Still no condition report to pass on.
Venmo is a popular mobile payment service that makes it easy for people to send others money. But Venmo doesn't require a PIN or a Touch ID when transferring that money. And this makes it easy for people to take your money if your phone gets in the wrong hands. There are a few steps that you can take to protect yourself and your money. Go to Settings on your phone and turn on Touch ID and PIN. This requires you to type a PIN in every time you send cash to someone.
The woman charged with manslaughter and child neglect in the death of her 4-month-old son will stand trial in March. 25-year-old Justice Lang's trial will start on March 18th in Stutsman County. Lang pleaded not guilty to 2 felony charges. Lang and her baby were reported missing on July 2nd. Authorities started searching for the child, and with Lang's help, were able to find it in a slough where she said that she had been staying with the baby.
Here's a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 37-year-old James Dumont is wanted in Cass County for a probation violation on a conspiracy to commit theft charge. That's a felony. You can call your local law enforcement if you have any information on this man.
Construction has stopped on the Keystone XL pipeline. A U.S. district judge halting work late yesterday on the grounds that the U.S. government did not complete a full analysis of the environmental impact of the project. The $8 billion project would carry as much as 830,000 barrels of crude oil a day from Alberta, Canada, to multiple states along the Gulf Coast. Environmentalists and Native American groups have battled this project for a decade, citing property rights and the potential for oil spills.
Next week, the federal government is expected to announce restrictions to try and put a dent on the use of teen vaping. The FDA wants to ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes at gas stations and convenience stores. The agency called vaping among teens an epidemic. According to government data, there's been a 77% increase among high schoolers using e-cigs compared to last year. For middle schoolers, there's been a nearly 50% jump. That increase is also impacting Fargo. But a local vape shop says it makes sure underage teens don't buy its products.
It's very important to make sure that we're doing the right thing and making sure these people are of age before we even talk to them about the products that we sell.
They haven't been around long enough for us to know specifically what the long-term health effects are. We know what nicotine does to the adolescent brain. It changes how it develops.
The FDA is also expected to impose stricter age verification on online sales of e-cigarettes.
Myth or fact? Later on Valley News Live at 6, we'll get to the truth when it comes to winter driving.
Up next, don't be surprised if you see several women hunting deer this weekend.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live. You're watching Valley News Live on KVLY, your hometown NBC station.
Do you have a commercial driver's license? Are you looking for a job with great pay and excellent benefits for you and your family? Then join the team building the Trans-Canada Keystone XL pipeline. Teamsters Local 346 is recruiting Class A CDL drivers across North and South Dakota. If you are at least 21 years of age and have a CDL, we want to talk to you. For more information, please call 218-628-1037 or visit teamsterslocal346.com.
During SUV season at your local Northland Ford dealer, get special closeout savings on a 2018 Ford Escape. Winter is just around the corner. Make sure you're ready. With heated seats, voice-activated Sync 3, and tech to start your engine from anywhere. The best time to save is now. During Ford's SUV season, get $4,000 total savings or lease an Escape for just $219 a month. Only at your local Northland Ford dealer.
When you look at the bold goals United Way of Cast Clay works towards and invests in, it's far-reaching. From adults to kids, to mental illness, to hunger and homelessness, to housing and everything in between, people are stepping up and making a more profound impact on the place that they call home. There's more personal responsibility for people to play for the person next to them. And when that happens, it becomes a pretty great place to live.
Ashley Home Store's Veterans Day sale is going on now. Salute savings of up to 40% across an incredible selection of styles. Plus, pay no interest for 6 years. Save over $600 on this stylish sofa and love seat set, now $495. And reclining sofas as low as $499. Queen beds start at only $299. Plus, save 50% on fireplaces, now $395. These savings are worth celebrating. The Veterans Day sale is going on now at Ashley Home Store. This is home.
The tribute to the honor flight of North Dakota, Minnesota, Friday at 6:30 on KX4.
Minnesota's DNR and North Dakota's Game and Fish departments both say they have seen an increase in the number of females applying for hunting licenses. The marketing coordinator for the DNR says female hunting rose by almost 50% between 2002 and 2015. She expects it to rise 25% between 2015 and 2030. And in North Dakota, between 2009 and 2017, licenses obtained by women increased 109%. The Game and Fish says this is in part due to women between 17 and 19 who increased their applications by 46%.
A study found that the majority of drivers think that they're the best when it comes to driving in the cold, snowy months. But research says 93% of adults didn't know that these winter driving tips are actually myths. For example, four-wheel drive doesn't actually help your car stop in the snow. It only improves taking off. And warming your car prior to driving improves performance, but only for a couple of minutes. Anything longer could damage your engine and waste gas. Underinflating your tires doesn't help your car get better traction. The National Highway and Traffic Safety Administration says keep your tires properly inflated, otherwise you run a higher risk of blowing a tire out. And more than half of residents in cold weather states didn't know that your car gas lines could freeze if the tank is mostly empty. So it's important to keep your tank full.
Later on Valley News Live at 6, how the local United Way is getting us to think about acts of kindness.
We had flying flakes this Friday afternoon and evening across the valley, amounting to a good ½ inch to an inch around the FM area. Tonight, we'll see a few flakes, but your forecast includes more Saturday snow. Details next.